Hey guys, welcome to the Rustic Nerd Dad, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and review of the Ahsoka Tano lightsabers from Disney slash Galaxy's Edge, but they are not the full metal hilts. They are the ones that are typically geared more towards kids. And what we're going to do is we're also going to compare them to other lightsabers to see how they compare to scale and quality for like light and sound. So I ordered these directly off of the Disney website. They had a coupon. They're normally, I think, about $70 plus shipping. I got these for 30% off with free shipping. Now, this box is humongous. Like with what little space I have in my office right now until I get my renovations done, I can't even like show you how big, ginormous this box is. It's pretty crazy. So, um, it's interesting. I also did get three other lightsabers during the sale, all the cheaper ones, but they worked out to be about $25 a lightsaber. Um, again with free shipping. So when if you've seen some of my more recent videos, lightsaber videos, you might have seen that I got some full metal hilts. These off of AliExpress for less than $20. So it'll be neat to compare the overall quality of this to these plastic lightsaber hilts from Disney. But I guess first of all, I gotta try to get this thing open. So if I even can. Ah, I feel like I barely have enough room for myself right now. And I would record it in a different part of the house if my kids weren't so crazy loud. Eh, well, at least it's. There we go. Never mind, it's still going. Holy cow. Well, at least it's very well protected. Okay, it literally just keeps going. Okay, so you've probably seen other review videos of these already, but because I'm kind of late to the party, well, you never know. Doesn't hurt to get another opinion sometimes. So so they, not only were they super packed well, they also had like this kind of papery, plasticky sleeve over them, plus the cardboard. So that's good because it's protecting the blades or the hair, but no cracking on the blades, nice and clean. Sheesh, as is, like, are these geared towards kids? Because, like, those are pretty hefty. Of course, the try me button there. Okay. Everything looks like it's in good shape. Comes with also two belt clips. But yeah, I mean, for $40 already, like, looking at the quality, I'm already impressed. So let's get this box and yeah, seriously, like this is still coming out of the box. Yeah, that was all of it. Like, okay, so that over there. And let's get these opened up. First, we want to do this as safely as possible. At least that's what I'd be telling my kids. Ooh. Supposed to cut away from your body, so one of those do as I say, not as I do situations, apparently. They've definitely, in my opinion, have it very, very well packed. You know, if the all metal ones weren't so expensive, you know, I would buy a set of the Ahsoka sabers just to compare them, but there's the first one. Go ahead and get. I know this is probably painful for some of you watching me do this. So you might have like just like tear into it. But again, I try to have my videos be seamless. If you're watching my channel for the first time, I try to have my videos be seamless so you know you're getting a honest review, legitimate reactions, so that you know it's not, so you know I'm not bought and paid for, essentially. Though I am happy with a lot of things I get, I do have my criticisms here and there as well, which is fair, especially when we're a consumer. You know, we spend the money on this stuff. And some things, you know, are not worth the money. Oof. I'm going to need a band-aid for that. That wasn't even from the knife. That was from the plastic. Alright. Well, I'll try not to show my thumb in the video. There's one of the blades. It's basically like feels like a heavy duty. Oh boy. I just want to get the last blade out. Okay, good. Alright, so got the blades out, and unfortunately, I am going to have to pause the video, which I know I literally just said that I don't like to do that, and I don't, because of honest reviews. And it is still a very honest review, unless I have something I can just patch my thumb up with real quick here. Let's see. Got that tape. Trying to do as much off camera as possible here so that I don't get my video reported or anything weird for like blood on camera. There. I also don't want to get anything on the lightsabers. There. I don't know if you can see it from there, but as good as temporarily new. Okay, back to where we're going. That way I didn't have to stop the video. We can keep on trucking. So both blade lengths are the exact same. But just like Ahsoka's lightsabers in the show and how she's been shown, they are the hilts are different lengths. Um, so, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't from me. Now that it's out of the package, I do see a bit of a scuff mark there. I don't think it's supposed to be part of the paint job. It feels like a scratch. Nothing I have on top of my 3D printer there would have caused that already. But yeah, these are like definitely a decent size. Like I wouldn't be necessarily handing these to my kids. Like they're good. They'll be good for my wife. So let's turn these so they're on like. Can I not switch? Okay, there we go. So it's on test mode when they first come in. They're on that center line. See it kind of on that one. It's in the center. This one cooperating fairly well once I've moved it a couple times. Again, kids would probably have a hard time with that. But we're just trying to get it out of the testing mode. Oops. And there we go. Ooh, that does not want to move. It's not like you want to be able or to like leave them on. That's stiff. So I can get it to move, but I've had to use a screwdriver to add a little bit of extra pressure to move it up or down. So this is going to be in off mode right now. I need to get it back down to power, which we've got. It's out of test mode. And with that, let's test out this first one. So they do have these little patterns that line up at the bottom of the hilt, or excuse me, at the blade, and they line up with inside the hilt. I'm not sure how well you can see that. And then you put it in, twist it. This is the ignition switch. It's pretty bright actually. It's a lot brighter than I was expecting it to be. Make it a little darker in here for a second. Oh, apparently I hit the button, but that was the first one, so we know that one's working as it should. Decently impressed with the sound out of it. It's not excessive. The lights are working. It's very segmented for turning off and on. So it's kind of delayed. Check this one out. So far for, the 45 bucks I paid for this set, because again, it's normally 70. So far, I'd say I'm pretty happy, impressed, especially since these are being used for my wife's Halloween costume this year. Now, these hilts have the Disney and safety and all that special printing on the plastic. And obviously, the encasing and the stuff like that is a little bit less fancy than when we'd see on an all metal hilt from the Galaxy's Edge version. But again, oops. Again, $45 compared to, $300. And I don't even know if that $300 would include the blade, so you might even be looking at $400 at that point. And that's from the Galaxy's Edge version. There's all kinds of different levels of lightsaber hilts you can get, even for the Ahsoka ones. It could range you thousands of dollars. So personally for me, with it being an item that's going to be used for initially a Halloween costume piece for my wife, so far, 45 bucks, sounds, lights, look, scale, very impressed. Um, After Halloween, I haven't decided yet. I might make a display for them. I mean, I like Ahsoka, but she's not like one of my top tier favorite characters. So it's not like I would have been going out of my way to get that $400 set anyway. So it might be just a neat little display pieces to have, because looking at them like just sitting, they look pretty good. And, for 45 bucks, there's people charging um, that or more for just 3D prints that they don't even function. Um, so, I mean, even at the regular like $70, $75, I think it's more like $70 price range, this set for the lights and sound is still so far a good deal, and a very good deal in my opinion. Obviously, you guys can let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, so now we can compare this to the Savvy's Workshop Galaxy's Edge hilt for lights and sound quality comparison. So as you can see, the Galaxy's Edge version is also quite segmented. Just faster, maybe a stronger sound. Not as doesn't react as quickly. So that's actually a big surprise. There's that. And then let's test out one of the Ahsoka sabers. So you can see the speed difference. I'll turn the light off here so you can see a bit better. So I'll start these up at the same time. Okay, there we go. So obviously you can see the segmented LEDs in the Ahsoka blade. The sound is quieter. So this is the Galaxy's Edge Savi's Workshop custom. Quieter, but surprisingly, the Ahsoka is actually more receptive to the clash. I'm not sure what's up with that, but that just tells me as a parent, my kids would enjoy this just because it has that more of a reaction to the clash effects. So there's that. And let's go ahead and test out one of these cheap and compare. To, again, this was less than 20, like between 15 and 17 bucks with free shipping on AliExpress. That's my bad. I might have taken the battery out of that one. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, like, this guy does not have his poop in a group. No, no, I do not. I am working on a better, this one feels like it's actually got it in it. So, you might be able to tell right away, sound effects are not legit. There. Okay, so it has like a cycling lightsaber-ish sound. You can cycle through the colors. So that's neat. The blade length for the Ahsoka compared to this, here, I gotta turn this off, is the Ahsoka's actually longer. If you can see that. So this is where the Ahsoka starts. It's about a couple inches longer on the Ahsoka. Startup, sound effects, right? So they both have flash on clash. This doesn't have a consistent lightsaber humming sound. This one does. Full metal hilt, plastic hilt. Now, in a way, we're kind of comparing apples to oranges because this is an official character lightsaber. Full metal hilt, no matter what, of this is going to be a lot. It's going to be very, very expensive. But right now, we're just kind of looking at terms of sound and light, and start at the lightsaber start up, like the light. So again, this is pretty instant, and it's instant mainly because it's just a light. It's like a flashlight that's just going bloop. This one has a, I'll turn it off because that's slightly annoying. This has an actual stream of LEDs that light up to make it appear like it's like actually igniting out and then back in. So honestly, like, and again, like the other kids' lightsabers, like I'll be reviewing the other ones I got as well. They would be, I got them for about 25 bucks a pop. So slightly more than this metal hilt version from AliExpress. So with that being said, you know, so far I would say Disney, even though they're a plastic hilt, you know, even though they're a plastic hilt, for overall look, they still have the upper hand. Now, again, I'll be comparing or like looking at the other ones that I purchased as well, and looking at them at a case by case basis, because maybe they don't look as good as the Ahsoka one. You know, maybe they're not as passable, oops, as the Ahsoka one. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on it. I think they're going to be fantastic pieces for my wife's Halloween costume this year. And like I said, for not being a big Ahsoka fan, if I decide to make a display for the lightsaber hilt, which I still might, even if I, have them for my kids to play with, I might just be like, hey, I'll keep them up, and then when it's Jedi time, that'll just grab them out of off the display or something. I don't know. Or I'll just, for how cheap they are, I might just buy them their own set. We'll see. But anyways, I am very impressed, very happy. Yeah, it kind of sucks that there's that blemish on this one. I know there is a scratch on one of them. Yeah, right here. It's the same one. That one was actually my fault. Not that you super need to see it, but it's just a slight thing. It's from when I was cutting it open. I don't know if you can even really see it on camera there. But it's a very small scratch that I did with my blade when I was cutting the packaging open. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think you would buy a set. You know, again, I'm happy, especially since it comes, I know they're not like the screen accurate belt clips, but they work. You know, they get the job done. And honestly, this is a legitimate Covertech clip. You know, so it'll work with the actual, do I have one right here? I do. I have one floating around somewhere. So if I find it for one of my other videos, I know these work with that Covertech belt holder, excuse me, belt clip from Disney. So that's cool too. Anyway, again, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And keep an eye out for more lightsaber videos, because there's going to be a lot more coming, as well as Star Wars. So take care, and may the Force be with you.